All right, guys, so I'm going to do a quick garden update. Haven't done one for a few weeks. So my Nana passed away and we had to go out of town. And when I came back, my garden was overrun by lots of weeds and it had really started to produce. But my Nana was 1 month shy of her 102nd birthday, if you can believe that. And she loved that I gardened because that was her thing. That was her mother's thing. They were farmers. They came over here. Her mother came over here from Russia. My grandmother was born here in California. And they were farmers. They ate a lot of the food that they grew. And when I picked up gardening, that was something that my Nana just absolutely loved. And she always was checking on my garden, even when she was kind of towards the end there and not really coherent most of the time. If I was able to talk to her, she would say, "How's your garden? What do you have growing? Do you have those Russian melons growing in your garden?" And it was just really a fun thing to be able to connect with her about. So I'm going to try to do a quick tour right here and show you what I have going on. This weekend is going to be spent doing a lot of weeding because, as you know, if you leave your garden for a while, the weeds kind of take over. But you can see everything's really gone crazy since the last time I posted. My raspberries need to be trellised. They're just going all over the place. My blackberries have gone nuts. But I got my thyme over here, blackberries over here. I've started to get some new growth on them, so that's been kind of fun. I've already harvested one batch off of here. This bed will be redone in the fall. These are blackberries here, raspberries here, and raspberries there. My green beans have really started to take off. These kind of seemed like they weren't doing anything, and then all of a sudden they just went nuts. Over here we have some purple pole beans, and same thing. This one just seemed like it wasn't going to do anything, and then all of a sudden it just went crazy. You can see this is just going wild, so I'm going to try to tuck that over here and see what happens. You can see it's going crazy. But these are really fun. I've already been able to eat a little bit of my purple pole beans from another plant that I have growing. And then I've started to freeze a lot of these San Marzano tomatoes as they ripen. I've been pulling them off and popping them in a freezer bag so that I can make some sauce once I have them all at kind of more the end of the season. But these here are getting ripe. I've got lots of grapes over here. I've been using my grape leaves in my pickle batches to help. Grape leaves have tannins, and that helps it make them or keep them crispy. So I've been doing that. I have nothing to compare it to. I just know that that's what's been said online, so I do it sometimes and hope for the best. But here's some grapes back here. The wasps are really loving these right now. These are some bush beans here. I don't think the soil in that is super healthy, so it's not really going very well, but we'll see how they continue to grow. Over here we have some more bush beans. They've started to put off little green beans, so I should be able to get some of those soon. This is my popcorn, and as you can see, this grass just went insane. So I've got to try to get this as soon as I can so that it doesn't seed. Here I have some tomatillos and a blue pumpkin. I have watermelon. I've been able to pick 2 watermelons so far. Actually, one fell off the vine. It was a little bit underripe, but it still tasted okay. And then the other one was ready to go. So this one's growing inside my cattle panel thing. So I might have to come out here and cut it in half when I go to harvest it. But over here we have more watermelon. I have tons of tomatoes. I've harvested a bunch of these. I've had some BLTs with the Lemon Boy tomatoes. So really starting to produce over here, which has been great. I also ate my first kohlrabi yesterday. I have some early girl tomatoes back there. My lemon basil is insane. I swear it grew 2 feet while I was gone. So I'm going to need to deal with that this weekend as well. I'm going to probably freeze dry a bunch of that and make it in teas and pastas and stuff like that. I have some fennel here, more Lemon Boy tomatoes. You can see one right there is ripe. Got another one back there. This is going nuts. These are garden huckleberries here, so I'll have those more towards the end of the season. Again, lemon basil is insane. More tomatoes back there. These are my purple potted pole beans. They have gone crazy. I've picked, I froze a couple probably like a handful yesterday, but you can see every day I come out, move some leaves out of the way here. Sorry, my ducks are quacking. I come out every day and I'm able to pull more, and I'm gonna freeze them and make some green bean, or I guess purple beans that turn green when you cook them. These China Jade cucumbers, I swear I've probably picked like maybe a dozen by now, maybe more. And I made pickles out of that. My zinnias are looking beautiful. Here's some stevia right here, or stevia, I'm not sure how you say that. My yellow pear cherry tomatoes. I also have some dill back here. It's kind of being shaded out though by the tomatoes. Hopefully it'll do okay. That's some kind of squash, no clue what kind, maybe a crookneck. And then here's those Russian melons I was telling you about that my Nana always asked about. So they're this little melon. They grow to be about the size of a baseball. And so just like a little one serving kind of thing, like a snack, but they're really prolific. They just grow a ton of them, and the skin on them will get like a bright orange color. They're really pretty. I kind of just like growing them because they're pretty, and because my Nana always would ask me, are you growing those Russian melons again? I would love to see that. She was too not able to travel really anymore in the last few years of her life, so she never got to see my garden in person, but I was able to FaceTime her with her and show her my garden when my dad would go visit her, and that was always really cool. She was always really just so happy that that was able, that love of gardening was able to carry on. Here's Norman, of course. Norman. There's the ducks. But over here we have some mint. I'm going to start harvesting that. I'm going to make some tea with the mint. I'm going to freeze dry it and put it in tea bags and give that to my relatives. This bed went crazy while I was gone. It went so crazy. I didn't expect it at all, to go as big as it did. But I had just melons galore here. Where is that one? This one's looking like it's getting a little bit more ripe, so we'll just keep an eye on that. I've got a few back there, and then I just have a ton of little ones that are trying to do their thing. But this is crazy, so I just keep having to come out every day and pin these up and clip them onto the vine. I have tomatillo. This is the biggest tomatillo plant I've ever had in my life. I mean, it's in the middle of this bed and it grows all the way out here, so it's crazy. I have some kind of squash right there. This, I think, is my bird. Not this one. This is also another tomatillo. Jeez. This is a birdhouse gourd, and my goal was to get it to grow up here and then latch onto this, and it did a wonderful job of that. I didn't really have to do too much, so I just kind of made sure it was heading in that direction. My pickles have gone crazy. I've made 12 jars of pickles, quart-sized jars. And then I have probably enough inside the house to do about 6 more today. I've done a ton of banana peppers. I've probably picked, I don't know, maybe a dozen banana peppers. I finally got my first hummingbird. I saw on this the other day. And you can see there's some bees that got in there. That's kind of disgusting. So I'll need to clean that out. My tomatillos have gone nuts. I have so many tomatillos, so many bell peppers, lots of cucumbers here. And so everything's just doing really well right now. Really kind of into the gardening groove, I guess, here. So we have lots of pickles in the works. I feel like they hide from you and you have to find them. It's like a little Easter egg hunt. But that is it. I will try to post again in about a week and give you all another update for the garden tour. But that is what we got going on. Say goodbye, Norman.